There's big breaking news. Sarina Wiegman has signed a contract extension to continue as England women's head coach through to the 2027 FIFA Women's World Cup. Let's get some reaction now. I've got Anton Touloui, got Ellen Ellard as well. First of all, Anton, what's your reaction to this news?
Yeah, I think massive relief from the FA, massive relief from the Lionesses, the players, and massive relief from England fans as well, because we weren't entirely sure, to be brutally honest, whether Sarina Wiegman was going to extend her contract. It was due to run out after the Euros next year. Now, discussions have been ongoing since England won the Euros back in 2022 about extending her stay, and Sarina Wiegman's been pretty, sort of a little bit circumspect about it in terms of she wants to do what's best for her, wants to do best what's her for family, and obviously she had a contract and didn't really want to go public about whether she wanted to stay any longer or not. But I think it's very, very interesting when she, we go through the statement that's just come out from England. She says the words "unfinished business." That is why she's going to stay on as England head coach. They came so close in the summer, and England genuinely believed, didn't they, that they could go on and win it. Sarina Wiegman believes this crop of players that she's got right now can become world champions. She believes they can come back-to-back Euro champions, and she believes, and the players believe, she's the person that could do that. She's already brought unparalleled, unprecedented success as England head coach, but I think just a lot of relief among the England players and among the fans today that Sarina Wiegman is staying on for another 3.5 years.
Yeah, Alan, can only be seen as good news for England.
Oh, absolutely. What Anton was saying, they came so close, so close. But I think you've got to look at the situation over summer, and they came so close with a squad that wasn't complete. They're missing the captain, Leah Williamson, Beth Mead wasn't there as well. And they still came so close. And while we were out there, we were thinking, we might not make the quarterfinals, might not make the semi-finals, and then they did it and they excelled, and she really brought the best out of this really young squad that had some experienced heads within them, but it was really young. A lot of them making their not just World Cup debuts, but international tournament debuts, and she brought the very best out of them. I think England fans and the players as well, they speak so highly of her. They absolutely love working under her. They're going to be so delighted with the news today.
You've only got to look at last night, Tom. Obviously, named FIFA best coach on the planet. But the players that she's made better as well, made household names. Mary Earps was in the international wilderness, to use a cliche. She brought her in, and she's now back-to-back FIFA best goalkeeper on the planet. 7 players from that Lionesses team in the World 11, of the FIFA World 11. That's largely down to Sarina Wiegman and what she's done with the players, the professionalism. England were in disarray when Sarina Wiegman came in. Hegarita as interim coach, and Phil Neville went on a long sort of run after the World Cup where England just didn't click, and obviously the Mark Sampson era as well. It wasn't going well. She's changed everything, not just the personnel, not just the culture, but instilled first hope and now success. And like I said, she's hoping to do that for the next 3.5 years.
We have got some quotes from her, actually. Wiegman has said, "I'm so happy to have the chance to lead England through to 2027 after an incredible 2.5 years. Looking forward, we have, as Anton said, unfinished business, and I know we are capable of even more, although nothing will come easy. Our game is becoming so competitive at the top level. I relish that opportunity and can't wait to start the Euro qualifiers, followed by the World Cup." And she says, "I would like to thank Mark Bullingham, Debbie Hewitt and the FA board for their support. I must also mention Arjen Vernink. I am delighted he has extended his stay. It is a fantastic job working with these amazing players alongside great colleagues, and of course, it is very special to be able to play a part in giving our fans such wonderful moments." And crucially, Ellen, she is clearly enjoying her job as much as the fans are enjoying having her in the job.
Yeah, and I was just thinking, you say unfinished business. She mentions the Euro qualifiers there, the World Cup qualifiers. GB haven't made the Olympics this year, so we will have a blank summer when it comes to the England players, obviously, as well as the Scottish and Welsh players as well. But they now get a bit of a break, and this is a really exciting time. I don't think, obviously, Team GB would have wanted to make the Olympics, but the fact they didn't, and the way that the new Nations League is set out for the women, I think it's a very exciting time. They haven't made it, but it just shows how, we look at the Belgium game, for example, nations that weren't at the same level are now levelling up, and that growth of the game is now being seen at a national level. We've seen, or international level, we've seen it, with the WSL, with more clubs fighting for those top spots, your Champions League places, your league titles. But actually seeing now other nations outside of obviously Europe and around the world levelling up. This is a great time to be involved in women's football, and she wants to extend her stay, and I think that's really exciting.
And We're going to sit down with her later. We're going to hear from Sarina Wiegman later. I'm off to Wembley after this. So we're going to hear from Sarina Wiegman and find out why she has signed that new contract, what the unfinished business is, what that drive is, and why, before the World Cup, she wouldn't talk about her future, and now all of a sudden she's signed a new deal seemingly out of nowhere. So we're going to hear from Sarina Wiegman a little bit later.
And Anton, you speak to the England players, well, whenever they meet up. Do you get the feeling that they are all 100% behind the manager? They will be as happy as the fans will be?
Yeah, absolutely massive. I genuinely think this gives the players a lot of certainty, a lot of clarity, not just about, obviously, the backroom team. You mentioned Ian Burrick, her assistant, who's staying on as well, which it's crucial because he's really close with the players as well. But they now know how they're going to train for the build-up to the Euros, how they're going to train for the build-up to the World Cup. It's that stability that the Lionesses haven't had for a long time. Yeah, Sarina Wiegman's only been there a couple of years and she's already brought great success. Now, England, with the model that her and her team have set up, the FA's banking on that to bring even more success because they've basically got one of the best setups in world football.
Ellen, what is success in this new contract that she signed? In that time frame, what is success? Because England have won the Euros, they've come so close to winning the World Cup. I mean, it doesn't get that much better, really. One win away from it being perfect so far.
There's a lot of expectation, isn't there? And I think that's sort of what I mentioned earlier. When we were out in Australia, when we were watching the team, like we said, this was a team that was missing its captain, missing its leading goal scorer. And you're thinking, where... I think we sort of looked at it and was like, where is the ambition? Where would success be? And you would say that making a World Cup final under those circumstances would have been success. And I think that was, when you've got to highlight the unfinished business like Anton has. She wants to win the World Cup with England. I think going back-to-back Euros winners would be success. I think they've got to at least make the final. I think that's where the lower barrier of where they'd set success. She obviously wants to win it all, though, doesn't she?
Not just that. I think, look at the England team. Lauren James is going to be a better player 2025, 2027 at the next World Cup. They've got some really exciting players like Aggie Beever-Jones, who's not even in the England squad yet. They've got, Hannah Hampton, Ellie Roebuck pushing, Kiara Keating pushing for that #1 jersey as well. There's such competition, and Sarina Wiegman has got a lot of faith in the under-23s coming through as well. So she's not just banking on this team she's got right now. She's really happy with that next generation of players coming through. She's expecting 4, 5, 6 players to make it to the 2027 World Cup that we haven't probably even heard of or we don't see regularly yet. That's how much faith she's got in the system that they've set up. That's why she wants to see the job through.
I think that's why, when you look at in the comparison to other nations, when we talk about the Nations League, that's what England have that the other international nations in Europe don't. They have the squad depth. When you watch the young Lionesses, there's Katie Robinson in there, Jess Park, who have international caps and are playing for the under-23s. So there is this huge amount of squad depth, which just makes, success. It has to be Euros finals, it has to be World Cup finals.
Got some quotes from the FA CEO, Mark Bullingham, as well. We are thrilled that Sarina has agreed to extend her time with us as we head into another significant period of international football. She has achieved so much through her outstanding work as a coach and leader, and there is more to come. The aim with our England team is to be a consistent, competitive force in major tournaments, and Sarina has helped us achieve that, building on what had been several years of positive progress. So Sarina Wiegman has signed a new contract to continue as the England head coach. Big breaking news there, and the fans very, very happy about that.